I saw Ron Paul gave a thumbs up to Trump about pulling out of Syria. That's always good. CCN.com. Pro-Bitcoin Ron Paul. It's time to abolish the Federal Reserve. Embrace tax-free crypto. My man. Ladies and gentlemen. Not sexual chocolate, but Ron Paul. Yes. Tax-free crypto. You know, I was watching a video this morning when I woke up. And it was about... I just feel like I'm a little bit... I'm just a little... Got the little heater on over there, but I gotta make it right, son. Let's do it. Do it live, Jason. A little warm, a little more comfy. But now what the hell was I even saying, right? Oh, I was watching the video. It was about an hour long, and it was about this $21 trillion that's like missing, unaccounted for. The entire government, from like the office of the army or whatever, however they describe it. There's 6.5 trillion in unaccounted, loophole money. Where did it go? HUD housing, administration. What the trillion over there? 5 trillion over there. 2 over there. 6. Where the hell is this? Well, we don't know where it's gone. And then now we're just getting basically, well, we can't go any deeper. It's a national security issue. National security. Again, anytime you don't want to tell anybody anything in government, you just say this is a national security incident issue. We're not going to talk about it. But I'm pretty sure the Congress, the Constitution, our Congress passed, allows us to see the books, to see numbers, to see things, and not be told it's a national security matter, so we can't even show it to you. I'm pretty sure that that's not allowed. Okay, we'll go fight it, Joe. Okay, so then I'll request it, and they'll send me redacted everything, and I'll say, well, I'm fighting this redaction. I don't think it should be redacted. The information I seek is in here that's redacted, and I need this. And then they'll say, well, our redacting crew, which we've selected, gets to pick and choose what they feel should be redacted based off national security matters or not. So you have your own little mini club of people who will just continue on what you say because you've probably put them in there to begin with. So when you tell me it's a national security matter and I try to dig deeper, I still can't look because the guys and girls that you put in this little committee or whatever the hell this is called get to dictate that. It's going to remain that way. Even though it's not really a national security issue. It's an issue of, oh my God, we've spent way more money than we said we did. Not only that, I'll make this claim, conspiracy claim. The official numbers we were told were 21 trillion in debt. This isn't that 21 trillion. The Federal Reserve has printed way more money than the whole world knows about. We've used said money, and thus we're hiding it in little crevices and cracks, and we've moved this we had to shore up the counting numbers over there. That's my take on it. And if that's happening, and even if it's not, if that much, the money came from somewhere, so the money has been printed. If we have a $21 trillion debt right now, 22, and we have 21 trillion missing, unaccounted for, how much of our tax money is even kind of making a dent in all this money that we supposedly owe? And I want to just throw a number out there that I'm just going to make up for this purpose of talking to you right now. 10% of our tax money, income tax, that is forcefully taken out of your check every month, every week, whatever. 10% of all of our shit combined deals with all that money. And it's on that same level. In other words, it's a 90 to 1 ratio, 90 to 10 ratio, 9 to 1 ratio. We're going to spend 90%, but we only take in 10%. Or I'm going to spend $90, I'm only going to take in $10 to cover that. So just imagine and I'm just throwing this number out there, if the best we're doing with income tax is 10% of dealing with that, but we're spending 90%. In other words, $10 we put back into the system trying to pay down the debt, all of this debt, and they're spending 90. Every time we send them 10, they spend 90. Oh, no, technically they spend 100, excuse me. Because they're spending 100, the 10 makes it 90. So we're spending $90 to zero would be more or less what I'm talking about. Therefore, why are we paying any tax? Property tax, income tax, any of it? It's a pretty valid question, isn't it? If we are trying to accomplish something and we're not even kind of close, and we've been doing this forever, and it hasn't changed, actually it's getting worse, at some point you say, why are we even contributing to this? Pass a law, we no longer need an income tax. We're just going to print the money now. Because, hint, we've been doing it the whole damn time anyways, even collecting your income tax. It's just slowed us down about 10%. Wouldn't you be effing pissed off, furious? Now, we had to have this money forcefully taken from us. Laws changed and reevaluated, reread, reinterpreted, that your labor, your working is what the income tax is. It's not this and it's not that. And liberal judge sided with us, and so you got to forcefully take your money. We're taking it from you. Anyways, retired U.S. Congressman Ron Paul, a Bitcoin skeptic turned proponent, thank you, reiterated his calls to abolish the Federal Reserve shortly after it raised the baseline interest rate a quarter of a percentage point to the range of 2.25 to 2.5 or 2.25 to 2.5. This is the fourth time that the Fed, the central banking system for the United States, raised interest rates in 2018. The move sparked renewed fears of a U.S. recession that could potentially trigger a global recession in 2019. That's what they wanted. Q said it. They want this. So that in 2020, you're going to look at Trump and say, dude, we had the worst economy ever. Started off okay, but holy crap, it just fell apart. And he'd be like, well, yeah, but the Fed kept raising rates. It was the Fed. It's the Fed, not me. Q says, we know that they had a plan, the Fed. They said, we knew the Fed had a plan. Q said this the other day. To raise interest rates around March of 2019. In other words, to go on a real spree of, well, we need to really raise. In order to gear us up, get closer and closer to that 2012 election time frame, to where Trump would just not be looking good. And he said, don't worry, we've countered that. There may be a change of personnel, if you will. He didn't use those words, but I took it as, yeah, they're going to get the 12 central banks, the main central bank. Come on, guys, come over here. A little talk with you. Yeah, I don't like you anymore. Don't like you. Piss off. Put someone else in charge. Ron Paul says, though, why don't we just take cryptocurrency, non-taxable cryptocurrency, and use it? Ron Paul, I like the way you think. I like the way you think. Central planning produces a world of economic delusions. America needs to get back to reality and the Fed. The Fed has no idea what rates should be, Paul tweeted. The Fed manipulates prices, distorts the economy, and makes decisions by looking at the data of a distorted economy. What does Snip always tell you? You have bad data coming in, you make bad decisions. If you have a vote that, the other day I was just talking about this. The Roy Moore versus Doug, whatever, the Democrat, they cheated him on Alabama. He was this close to winning, and all this bad news came out. Russian boss were following him on Twitter, and oh no, the mainstream media and the local media is running these stories about these Russians. He's tied to the Russians. Look at this. Look at his followers, a bunch of Russian followers. That probably pushed enough of them over the edge to get the Democratic candidate in there. So, the Fed manipulates prices, distorts the economy, and makes decisions by looking at data of a distorted economy. So those people, same example, had bad data. This effing liberal billionaire paid to get those Russian bots, 1,000 of them created, to then go post on it and tweet on his stuff in Russian. Roy Morris. To scare people, hey, why is that guy got Russians following him, man? I don't know about that. I don't think I want to vote for that guy. They had bad data. The sheeple got the bad data, the false data from the effing liberal guy that put this hoodwink job over them in Alabama. They bought into it. I don't want to vote for him. Turned out to be false. Bad data in, bad data out. Plain and simple. Even in the cryptocurrency world, bad data in, bad data out. Jay Snip, my guy's been right 6 out of 6 times now. He thinks a pretty nice sell-off's going to happen soon. All right, taking a chance. If that turns out to be bad data, I've made a bad decision. If it turns out to be good data, I will have made an epic decision. Still waiting on it. Hasn't happened. Today is Friday, by the way. Market started going down today. Is it going to keep going, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. You know, my mom seems to think around Christmas time there's going to be some profit taken. You know, up and until Christmas time, roughly that time frame. So we'll see, right? But anyways, yeah, he's right. He's absolutely right. They're using terrible data to tell you, well, here's we got bad data, but we're going to use that bad data to make decisions. Well, how do you think that's going to be? You're going to take something that's bad and make it worse. Well, that's funny. That's exactly what the Fed has always been doing. Taking bad data, we're going to, well, our numbers, you know, Mr. Rock, remember Bernanke, the Bernanke, housing market, economy. Well, you know, we didn't see this coming. We had, you know, all of our tools. Everything was strong. The numbers were good. Nobody really saw this coming. And then all these people like, whoa, you know, some people have been on TV, MSNBC even, telling them they're, you know, we're looking at the economy. I run an investment firm and this and that. I mean, people that aren't just some jabroni off the street. Whoa, hey, we said that. We raised our concerns. We did tell you this was going to lead to this. But they didn't question Bernanke about that. Like, hey, well, what do you mean nobody knew this? We've got people that did say this was coming. And as a matter of fact, exactly what has happened is what they said would happen. And not only that, what you're going to do, they're saying is going to happen. You're going to print money out of control. Just add it to the balance sheet. And we'll just deal with it later. We'll take it off later. And it's been slow going on that balance sheet, by the way, folks. 5 trillion added, 4.5 trillion added to the balance sheet, Fed's balance sheet. And that's on top of the 21 trillion that the federal government, the DOD, we can't find, we can't account for. In also addition to the 22 trillion in debt we have. And what about the unfunded liabilities? You know, the pensions and the, well, part of that first 21 trillion, I think, is part of the pension. But we also do have something that they don't calculate. There's probably so much debt in this country. Again, I said it in my other video. We will sit back and wonder, well, my other video, I also said it in this video, I should say. And wonder, why the hell are we paying taxes? Why are we paying taxes? If we're gaining zero ground, we're trying to go up a river that's raging at us. And instead of going forward at even like 3 miles an hour, we're going backwards at -5. So we're going down the river we're trying to go up. And then we find out later on, a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of 1% of that 5% we're going backwards is us making ground. So really we'd be going back 6 miles an hour instead of 5. Are you not going to sit here and say, why in the hell are we even paying tax? Why am I paying income tax? If we could be going back at 6 miles an hour instead of 5. I'd rather go back 6 miles an hour and keep my effing money. And instead of giving it to you to piss off, to piss away to some private military contractor friend of the Clintons and the Bushes and all these criminals out there, these freaking elitists, pissing our money away. We complain about it. Now we're going to force you to get health care. Oh, you can't pay for it? You can't pay $1,200 a month for your family? We're going to charge you about $3,000 a year in taxes because you don't have it. You're charging me a tax because I don't have a service from a private party. Yeah. Well, we didn't call it a tax at first. We called it a fine, a fee. But then the Supreme Court had to rule in our favor. So in order for that to even kind of make sense, they had to call it a tax. But you said we wouldn't be taxed, Mr. Obama. You said you wouldn't raise taxes on anybody. Any American making under $250,000, you won't. Well, that was a hell of a tax, wasn't it? And it's still a tax even if you paid for healthcare because you said, well, I don't want to get fined. You bought into the other part of the scam. Now you're paying more in healthcare costs than you would have paid in the damn fine. Well, at least I got healthcare. All right, and then you go to use it. Well, you got to pay $3,000 out of pocket first before we kick in. I only had a couple doctor visits this year. I'm up $250. I got to come up with $3,750 or $2,750 before you guys kick in for, yeah. What an effing scam system. Again, thank your lucky stars. Donald Trump's in there cleaning house. Take care.